You. Yeah. You, the person holding the phone with the brightness so low it looks like the screen is turned off. I see you. I know your head feels like a construction site right now. And honestly, same.
Welcome to Migraine with Me, the only podcast recorded entirely in the dark. And whoever listens now also sits in darkness. I'm Annie, and this man is Moe. Moe, can we just acknowledge the irony of starting a podcast about migraines? It's basically us talking about the one thing that makes us want to never speak again.
It's therapeutic, Annie. Or it's nonsense, one of the two. But look, we've all been there, lying in the dark, wondering what we did in a past life to deserve this rhythmic stabbing behind the left eyeball. And that got me thinking, what did people do before ibuprofen, before dark curtains?
Oh, God, don't. I looked into this. If you think your neurologist is annoying for telling you to just drink more water, wait until you hear what the ancient Greeks had in mind.
Drink water is the modern version of a death threat, let's be real. But seriously, if you go back like 7,000 years back, people didn't think, oh, my serotonin levels are fluctuating. They thought, there is literally a demon living in my skull and he wants out.
And their solution wasn't a nap, it was trepanation. For those of you who haven't spent your migraine recovery time falling down Wikipedia rabbit holes, trepanation is a fancy word for drilling a hole in your skull.
Imagine, you go to your local Stone Age doctor, like, hey Thog, my head hurts when I look at the sun, and Thog just pulls out a sharpened rock and says, don't worry, we're going to let the sunlight into your brain.
Let the evil spirits out! That was the vibe. And the crazy part? Archaeologists found skulls with these holes that had actually healed, meaning people survived the head drilling and were like, thanks, Thog. I feel much better now that there's a breeze in my parietal lobe.
I'll be honest, Annie, there have been Tuesdays where the pain was so bad that if someone offered to drill a small, stylish hole in my temple to let the pressure out, I might have considered it. Hey, you. Don't act like you haven't thought about it. I know you've imagined taking a vacuum cleaner to your ear to suck the pain out. I know your secrets.
Please do not drill holes in your heads, guys. We need the listeners. But it wasn't just drilling. The Egyptians, bless them, they built pyramids. But for migraines, they'd tie a clay crocodile to your head.
A crocodile?
A clay one, with herbs stuffed in its mouth. They'd wrap it around your head with a linen cloth.
You know what? That's just ancient merch. That's the first migraine wrap, except instead of gel packs, it's a reptile. I can see the commercial now. Is your head throbbing? Try the Nile-style croc cap. Guaranteed to do absolutely nothing but make you look like a weirdo.
It probably worked because you were so embarrassed to be seen with a clay alligator on your head that you forgot about the aura. But then things got electrical.
Oh, you mean the fish?
The fish.
Listen to this. If you think your TENS machine is high-tech, the Romans used to take a black torpedo fish, which is basically an electric eel, and slap it onto the patient's head until the area went numb.
It's the original shock therapy. Can you imagine the smell? The slime? Mo, you complain when I turn the kitchen light on. Imagine me coming at you with a wet, angry, electric fish.
I'd probably heal instantly out of pure spite. I'm fine, Annie. Put the eel back in the tank. My vision is clear, I swear. But see, this is the thing. Humanity has been trying to off this pain for millennia. We've used rocks, crocodiles, and electric sushi. And yet here we are in the 21st century, and my main defense is still a dark room and a prayer. It makes you realize that the history of migraine isn't really about medicine. It's about the sheer audacity of the human brain to hurt itself for no reason.
It's a design flaw, really. And speaking of design flaws, wait until we talk about what happened when the Dark Ages decided to get involved. Because if you thought the fish was bad, you're not ready for the Middle Ages pharmacy.
Oh, the Middle Ages. The era where if you had a migraine, you were either a saint having a vision, or someone who clearly didn't pray hard enough.
Or someone who just needed more vinegar in their life. Seriously, why was everything back then cured with vinegar? Head hurts? Soak it in vinegar. Lost a leg? Vinegar. Heartbroken? Believe it or not, vinegar.
They were basically trying to pickle their problems. Think about the last time you tried a natural remedy. Maybe it was peppermint oil.
You rub it on your temples, it burned your eyes, and now you just smell like a candy cane that's having a bad day. That's exactly how our ancestors felt, except their essential oil was probably a mixture of garlic, opium, and the spit of a frog.
Actually, it was often worse. There was this one recipe from the 12th century, I'm not joking, that involved roasting a specific type of bird, grinding it up, and mixing it with honey.
A bird? Which one? A pigeon?
Does it matter? If I'm at a level 9 migraine and you tell me I have to go out, catch a sparrow, roast it, and smear it on my forehead, I'm just going to accept my fate and die.
Sorry, I can't come to work today. I haven't caught my medicinal bird yet. It's the perfect excuse. But Annie, we're laughing, but people were desperate. There's this famous 17th century guy, Thomas Willis. He's the one who figured out that blood vessels in the brain might be involved.
Was he the bloodletting guy?
He was big on bloodletting. The logic was, too much blood in the head? Let's just drain some out. Balance the humors. Because nothing cures a throbbing headache like making someone feel faint and anemic.
Moe, you look a bit pale. Thanks, Annie. It's the leeches. They're doing a great job on my temples. Can you imagine? Instead of a Botox appointment, you go in for your monthly leech session.
Honestly, leeches are probably more polite than some doctors I've met. At least leeches don't tell you that your migraine is just stress-related. They just take their meal and leave. You know that feeling when you're at the doctor and they give you that look? The, "Have you tried yoga?" look? That is the modern-day equivalent of bloodletting. It's a way of draining your soul instead of your veins.
It really is. And the history of migraine is just a long list of people telling us it's in our heads, literally, while also giving us the weirdest stuff to swallow. In the 1800s, they started using ergot. Do you know what ergot is?
Isn't that the fungus that grows on rye? The one that causes hallucinations?
Exactly. They were basically giving people accidental LSD to stop their headaches. So you'd still have the migraine, but now you're also watching the walls melt and talking to a giant purple cat.
I mean, if the cat has good advice, I'm in. Moe, the cat says we should invest in crypto and move to a cave. Done. But that was the turning point, right? They realized that this fungus actually constricted blood vessels. It was the grandfather of triptans.
It was, but it was also dangerous. It could make your fingers fall off if you took too much.
Right, a small side effect. My headache is gone, but I can no longer type. Win-win. That's always the trade-off with migraine meds, isn't it? This pill will stop the pain, but you will feel like a zombie for 48 hours and your stomach will feel like it's hosting a cage match.
It's the migraine tax. You want to live? You gotta pay. But it's wild to think that we went from drilling holes to clay crocodiles to electric fish to hallucinogenic rye bread, all just to stop a sensation that shouldn't even exist.
It's a testament to how much this condition sucks. It has literally driven humanity to the brink of insanity just to find a cure. And the best part? We still haven't fully solved it. We just moved from the bird roasting era to the insurance approval era, which honestly might be more painful.
Speaking of insurance approval, did you know that the first real triptan didn't come out until the early 90s? That's like yesterday in medical history.
Which means our parents' generation was basically just raw dogging migraines with nothing but aspirin and a shut up and deal with it attitude. No wonder they're so tough. My dad sees me in a dark room with my Cephally device on my forehead, looking like a low-budget X-Man, and he just shakes his head.
In my day, we didn't have CGRP inhibitors, Mo. We had a wet washcloth and we liked it.
Exactly. But that's the thing. The science finally caught up, but the social understanding is still stuck in the clay crocodile era. People still think it's just a headache. You know the one. That coworker who says, "Oh, I had a headache once. I just took a Tylenol and kept going."
Have you tried drinking more water? Maybe you're just dehydrated. If I hear the word dehydrated one more time, I will personally dehydrate that person's entire family.
Easy, Annie. Save that energy for the next flare-up. But you're right. We've moved from evil spirits to neurotransmitters, but the stigma is the same. People used to think we were possessed. Now they think we're sensitive or unreliable.
I'd rather be possessed. At least then I could get an exorcism covered by my health plan. But looking back at all this history, the trepanation, the eels, it actually makes me feel a bit powerful. Like we are part of this ancient lineage of warriors who have been fighting an invisible war inside our own skulls for 7,000 years.
The Order of the Throbbing Temple. We should have a secret handshake, but it's too much movement, so we'll just have a secret slow blink.
A secret grimace at the sun. But seriously, think about the progress. We went from literally having a hole in our heads to having CGRP injections that target specific proteins. That's insane.
It is. But the human side of it hasn't changed. The relief you feel when a triptan finally kicks in, that's the same relief an ancient Egyptian felt when that clay crocodile finally fell off and the pain happened to subside. It's that moment where you realize, oh, I'm still here. The world is still turning.
And it's okay to be frustrated that we don't have a magic button yet. We've come a long way from electric fish, but we're still looking for the exit sign.
So, if you're listening to this and you feel like your head is being used as a trampoline by a heavy metal band, just remember, at least nobody's trying to roast a bird on your face. Small wins, guys. Small wins.
Small wins indeed. Mo, I think my talking quota for the day is reaching its limit. My brain is starting to send me cease and desist letters.
Same. I can feel the aura lurking in the corner like a creepy ex-boyfriend. All right, you. Go back to sleep. Put that ice pack back on. We're done here for today. We survived the history lesson, and tomorrow we survive the sunlight.
We're in this together. Stay dark, guys.
Stay dark. And seriously, drink some water. Just kidding. Don't kill me. Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.